Hey there, Internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of AC Saturday, my weekly show where I sit down and talk about anime or comics. Continuing on with my journey through Invincible, I read issues 11, 12, and 13 this week. Where we last left off, Omni-Man had basically just ripped the Immortal one in two right in front of Mark, and so here we pick up with him having to explain, like, the truth about his origin, not the flowery version that we heard back in issue 2 or 3 or whatever. We get it's similar in that he's there alone. He's there on behalf of his people and his homeworld of Vitrum. But Vitrum is much more warfaring than we were previously led to believe, and He's telling Mark this now. Nolan is telling Mark all this now in the hopes that Mark will join him and the two of them can rule over humanity together for the next 4 or 5 centuries before his people come to take over the planet as a whole. He's basically there as like a scout mission to weaken Earth's defenses, which he can clearly do because he destroyed the Guardians of the Globe in one fell swoop. And so he's there, basically, like, the people of Vitrum have been conquering. They are a much more warfaring tribe than we were led to believe. And so he basically says, I'm now that you're of age and now that you're getting these powers, you're basically superior to everyone here. So we can leave them all behind and just rule over them. And Mark's like, what are you talking about? You love Earth. Like, I've seen you care about these people. I've seen you care about Mom. And Nolan basically, like, says, no, I don't. It was all a lie. My mission is to weaken Earth so that we can take over. And it basically ends with, like, a father-son face-off with Mark saying, no, I'm not gonna fight for this world that I don't even know about, I've never met. Like, Earth is my home, and you're gonna have to go through me if you want to try and take it over. And so we go into issue 12, which is basically just like a father-son beatdown. Mark continues to fight, but Nolan, being much more adept at this, just like throws him through buildings, kills thousands of people, doesn't really care at this point about, like, being discovered, I guess. They fight around the world, basically, I think ending up in Antarctica or something like that. And just Nolan is destroying Mark handily, saying, like, why do you want to defend these people? In 400 years, like, we age slower as we get older, so all these people will be dead. You will have nothing. And Mark says, I will have you, Dad. And we see Nolan, like, fly off. And then that takes us into issue 13, where the government agent that met with Robot a few issues back, who basically, like, Cecil, I believe. He's basically, like, I think he even touts himself as, like, so far above the CIA director that the CIA director doesn't even know he exists. And he basically, like, says that we heard everything, I heard everything, because they had, like, a two-way communication with Omni-Man. And so they've basically pulled him out of his coma where Mark had been, like, he was abandoned out there in the wilderness, out in the cold. He mentions that he told, like, the first 2 or 3 pages, I think, of this issue was basically just silent reaction shots of everybody, like, seeing the news footage of Omni-Man and Invincible fighting and reacting to it. And Mark's friends kind of find out that they know that both of them know his secret, and so they can kind of commiserate about that and hope that he's alive. Mark's mom has been brought in by the government folk who told them what Omni-Man had said, that his real mission is to destroy the Earth, and that he flew away and hasn't been seen since in these 2 weeks. And basically Mark gets brought in as like a new government guy. He's gonna, probably join the Guardians of the Globe and basically help defend the world. And in exchange, the government's going to set his mom up for life. The cover story is that Nolan died in a car accident, and so his books have gone into third printings in the week since, or whatever. And Mark is basically going to get a free ride scholarship-wise in exchange for being a superhero and coming when the government needs. And so a few very monumental changes come out of these issues. I really loved the bit there in issue 13 where there was just kind of silence as everybody was like seeing the fight between Omni-Man and Invincible, knowing that they're father and son, and knowing that thousands of lives died at Omni-Man's hands because of this. And so very interesting kind of stakes at play and changing in these issues, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. So those are my thoughts and kind of what I gleaned from these 3 issues. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.